Hello, welcome to our Fire Horse Deep Detox and Energy Boost class. So today we will primarily run some of the detoxing and healing energies for our properties. It could be your home, your office, home office, business, land, other properties. You choose, just choose one, and then we will go through the running of the energies for the walls to the closet to everything. Now, if you're focusing on let's say a land now or later, or something that doesn't really have walls or closets, then it's fine. You can just think about what works. So for land, then we will go deeper into the land, and then we will also run the energies for below the land, above the land, and for whatever purpose it has. Like I do a lot of land feng shui where I bring in nutrition from the Healing Star Maya, from different plants and flowers and more, bring more frequencies of the organic components. Then there could be commercial properties that you are focusing on. So then it's all okay. Just see what works for your property. So, but by default, what we will focus on today, or the way I will guide you is, just start to think about different rooms and closets and everything, and we will run some of the energies. Now, one of the things I do during the holography feng shui setup is look at your, walls, or, from your address pictures. So then I run a mixture of different energies like Maya, white rose, frequencies, and whatever comes in, that's higher in vibration, sometimes nature, depending on the year. So then I run for all the walls, the perimeter and the inside walls and the floor and the roof. So why? Because the walls absorb a lot of information. Like as I'm talking now, the walls behind me, around me, the carpet, the crystals, everything that we have has an energetic imprint. Like if I'm touching the wall, right, it has my fingerprint. Now, those who have the technology, like police and FBI, they can scan this, not scan this, but they can use their tools to get my fingerprint from here or from the painting, right? This is from spiritual alchemy. So we have the technology to get fingerprints, but in a similar way, we have voice prints, we have energy prints and more that we don't have the technology for yet. Not that we know of publicly. So when we run these energies and during the setup, when I do the deep detoxing for the property, then all of those are dissolved and flushed out and healed. And I also look at the area around your property. And if it's in an apartment building, then the whole building gets the benefit. And so imagine you have 10 feet, on each side, or it could be more, depending on how it is set up. So I bring in that healing energy to about a mile deep into earth, and then I leave it there for 6 hours, and then gradually take that out again. So then that extracts a lot of the non-beneficial information. Okay, so we will not be doing the 6 hour part today because yeah, that would take us into tomorrow, or depending on where you are. uh, it would take us into a different type of journey. But we will play with the energies for um, the property, all the rooms, and more. The other thing is look into your drawers. Like I have my desk where I have some clutter now. Now mentally, they're not clutter, but I know if when I look at it, there's a lot of things like a lot of crystals, a lot of the beads, a lot of the sacred geometry plates, some magic wands. So they're all energy related stuff, but there's a lot of them on my desk at the moment that I'll need to kind of um, put on the shelves that I'm putting up. So, um, notice where you are sitting. If you have a home office, it is important that your home office is energized and any room is energized. And if you're looking at something and it bothers you, then unconsciously it will keep bothering you. You may get noticed or you may get used to the, let's say, um, you know, light bulb not working or the something is broken, it's somewhere, something else is not working, something else needs to be fixed. Mentally, every time you are in that area or when you see any of those, your brain is running all those simulations about lack, limitations, issues. Why is this like that? Why haven't you fixed it? So do your best to um, take care of those as much as possible. And if you don't want to, or if it's not needed, and if you can get rid of it, then bring in focus on allowing the sunlight to come in to that space and then bring in the energies of the healing storm Maya and just focus on that area being in harmony. All right. So, that's important because then when you look at that area again or object again, you will start to think that, oh, it's not working. It needs to be fixed, but at least I have higher frequencies from the sun, the Maya, so that that area is okay. Another thing I do is during feng shui setup um, is I bring in like for all the bathrooms, I run a simulation and it's almost like um, it's not exactly a shield, but what happens is I place um, kind of like a structure around it, kind of like your bathrooms are highlighted with detoxing energies. Why? Because let's say your bathroom is in the southeast or east sector of your property, where you have the 9 star for amplify abundance now this year, or where you have the 8 star for long-term abundance, or the 1 star at the center this year for rapid abundance, the flow of abundance and prosperity, so water energy. So if you have bathrooms there, the traditional idea is it is flushing energy. No, right? It is flushing water. It is flushing abundance. So that's why I put kind of like a shield around those areas and isolate them from the property and bring in a lot of detoxing energy so that those areas are assigned to um, the detoxing parts of your property instead of uh, a bathroom draining energy in the abundance sector or wealth sector or um, luck sector, excuse me, which is in the north this year. So the flying stars change, the energies change, and you can uh, look at the energies and play with the energies. So before we start the detox, let me actually show you the flying stars or the type of energies I was referring to. So when you have it in front of you, it's easier to notice. So this is for this year. Every year it shifts. It follows a geometric pattern. Last year was 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. This year it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it follows a pattern like this for the next 20 years. So this is the yearly cycle. For the next 20 years, starting 2024 officially to 2043 or beginning of 44, we have the number 9 star at the center, and the energy has transitioned into a wealth star, rapid advancement star, and but the thing is 9 is also fire energy. Where is that fire energy now? It is in the Middle East now. So rapid transformation of that entire area is happening, and it will continue for new development, new ideas, new philosophy, and everything else to come in. And similarly, there are different sectors on the planet that are holding different energy now. There are different parts of the country that are holding different energy now. Then we will see what shows up. We will see what shows up when it comes to the center of the United States, where as a country, there is also the 9 star, not from this map, this is a yearly one, but from the 20-year map, which started a couple of years ago and will continue. So, you can look at this as these apply for any structure, your home, your business, your company, your city, your state, your country, the planet. So at a micro level and a macro level, right? So they work in both ways. So when it comes to your property, look at what's where, right? Where do you have, if you have a home office, where do you have your office? Is there the center or southeast, east, no, north? Great. Is it in the south? Then the energy needs to be transformed from loss to gain because it's a very heavy energy. Southwest, energy needs to be transformed from misfortune to fortune. So those reprogramming are done in holographic feng shui. But when you are looking at your property, look at this map too. And if you want, you can also look at the 20-year cycle. Both of those, I think I have shown in different emails or different classes. Run some of the energies, like detoxing energies, healing energies, then abundance energies, especially for the 1 star, 6 star, 8 star, and 9 star, right? So 1, 6, 8, 9. Run extra energy, extra abundance, extra luck, extra magic and miracles energies for those areas. And for the other areas, certainly you want to run those energies too, ultimately for the entire property. But for the other stars like 5, 7, 3, even 2 and 4, where there's some healing needed. Even for these, you want to run a lot of those detoxing and transformation energies, and then start running healing energies, health and wellness energies, of rose energies, um, love is power, restoring our magic. Those are all some of the holographic programs. So start to run those. Okay. So important where you have your home office, if you have one. If you are in an office, then think about the layout of your office. Like if you are going to a physical office, just draw the layout of an office, of your office, and see where you are. Where is your office? Where is your desk? So run the energies for the entire office. You can use rings of harmony, some of the other star energies, but especially run for your desk, your area, your office, and boost the vibration, detox it, boost the vibration for abundance, prosperity, healing, um, a lot of rose energies for great communication and collaboration, a lot of magic and miracles. So play with all these energies. All right. So that's why it's important to know what some of these are so you can play with these energies. And if you need any of the pictures, they are in a lot of the emails, and they're also on the website, on the feng shui page. So you can, just copy it, save it on your phone, or just look it up and match your property. Remember, east is here. So this is east, west, north, south. In feng shui, the orientation is different than what it is on a map. On a map is east, west, north, south. In the feng shui chart, it's always east, west, north, south. Okay, so just remember that. And then if you have a if you have saved this version, let's say on your phone, then you can go to to the center and just turn your phone to match east, west, north, south, and then what is where. Whether it's for your home, office, business, other type of properties. It doesn't matter, commercial properties, store, and more. All right, so let's play with some of these energies. So for today's journey and detoxing process, think about one property. And you can run this process later if you have multiple properties, rental properties, commercial properties, or anything else. But pick one property now, which is, I would assume, will be your primary residence. If you are somewhere else now visiting or traveling, that's okay. You don't have to think about the hotel, even though I do run a lot of energy when I stay in hotels. But if you're traveling, then think about your home, and then we will run the energies. So now mentally, think about how many rooms you have, where they are, what else you have, any space in the front, back, like lawn, any garden that you have, backyard, how much space you have on the side, the two sides of the property. Like, if there are other homes close by, or if you're in an apartment, then how many floors. Mainly, you will focus on your apartment, but then expand the energies for the entire building and simply run the gentle vortex. So everybody benefits. If the whole building benefits, then you benefit too from there. Okay. All right. So let me stop the uh, this part of the screen, and let me put up the fire horse image, and I will leave it on the screen so that we can play with fire horse and make fire horse our friend this year. So what does a horse do? The horse, isn't confused. It's generally not looking around and just wondering what's happening. When it's going somewhere, it's running, it's rushing, it's going at full speed. It has a direction in mind. So 2026 is a year where, it may not be your final direction. I don't think any of us know that because a lot of things are changing, but have a direction in your mind that this is what I would love to be. So I'm focusing on moving toward this new destination, new vibration, new job, new career, new business, new launch, you know, um, new alignment, whatever that is, think about it. Put some of those on paper and really think about why do you want them, and think about what end results you would love to experience. Don't come from, I don't have it, that's why I want it. That's lack energy. Instead, think about a restaurant menu. Like all these options are there. What would you like to choose? So in the universe, all options are available. What would you like to experience? Right. So for this year, begin to focus on that. And as you run these energies for your home, for your office, for your business, then keep raising your vibration and make Fire Horse your friend. Now, if you're on Facebook, there's a like button, and your consciousness and your subconsciousness, all the different layers of your consciousness are familiar with it, right? They know what that means. So energetically, click the like button for the Fire Horse. Energetically, press the button that says add friend, and then see the Fire Horse accepts. And you see a check mark, a green check mark on your profile. Just, make it up in your mind that the Fire Horse is accepting you as a friend, and it will be your teacher, your guide for this year. It will be helping you to move forward toward your vision, and then continue to um, move into your alignment over the next few years. It will start the process. Okay. So let's play with the energies and then notice what shows up for you as we run the detox. Let's begin our Fire Horse detox and energizing process for your property, home, office, business, commercial, or anything else. Mentally, think about which property you are choosing. Pick one, and you can run the process many, many times. So pick one property Think about the address of the property. If you're not sure about the address, just picture that property. Notice the energy of the fire horse is here. It is outside of your front door. If you have a home, single home, or if you have an apartment, it's outside of the building, looking in the direction of your apartment. Notice the fire horse representing the energy of this year, circling your property 9 times clockwise. Let's focus on allowing the sunlight to come in, all the rays are coming in. And let's also connect with the healing star Maya. And let's bring in the light of Maya. Let it come in. And it's getting mixed with the solar rays, the solar energy, the solar vortex that's getting created. Let's focus on roses of different colors. Let the energies of unconditional love to come in through the roses. Allow all of these energies to create a gentle vortex, and let's begin to direct that vortex through your property, through the walls. Use your hand to take it from one side to the other side. In your mind, picture that the vortex is moving through the walls, outside walls, inside walls, the roof, the fire. It's a gentle vortex. What it's doing is it's absorbing and extracting anything that's not empowering or beneficial for you from the walls, from the roof, from the floor, from all the divisions and the dividers between the rooms. And it's beginning to energize the property. Notice the vortex gently expanding, and it's filling up the space for your entire property. Back of the house, front of the house, the sides of the house, any lawns or anything else that you may have, any garden, any detached structure on your property. It's going through all of those. Your entire property is receiving an energetic detox and vibration boost. And the fire horse is there. But this fire horse is more balanced. So let's bring in beneficial elements for your property and for you. Water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. Let's create a harmony of those elements. Let the vortex do the calculation. Let the energy of the fire horse do the calculation for this year and for your empowerment. Picture the vortex is also running for every room of your property or every part of the property. As your property is inside this vortex, notice the energies of detoxing, healing, and boosting vibration going through all the closets, all the bathrooms, all the storage areas, all the drawers and areas that are more hidden. Imagine sending a beam of light from your heart to the fire horse. Picture add friend button is popping up in front of you. Picture like button is popping up in front of you. Click them. Your property is bright and shiny. It's glowing. Notice the fire horse spreading gold dust all around your property. Notice golden coins are going into all of your accounts. Let's breathe in and out. Imagine the vortex enlarging. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's getting bigger than the entire planet. And the vortex is running for the entire planet and for all countries on Earth. Let's detox, heal, and boost vibration. Let those energies keep running globally. Let's focus on your home again. Notice it's looking brighter, shinier, golden. Sunlight is shining on your property. Let's express our gratitude to Fire Horse and to all those who helped us today. Let's come back to the present moment. Rub your hands together and gently open your eyes. Welcome back. So throughout the year, You can run this energy many times. If you want, you can run these energies definitely once a month. But if you want, you can also run the energies for anything that's important or upcoming event that's important. So run it for your property. If it is happening at your job, career, business, office, then a week before and the night before, run those energies for your commercial property. So play with the energies that way. And as you run the energies, when detox happens, inner healing happens, your focus is to always bringing in high vibration. So what is the end results your heart desires? Having a beautiful year, having the fire horse energy as your friend, having all the elements supporting you, earth, fire, water, metal, and wood. And think about bringing in star energies, bringing in, let's say, flower energies, rose energies, anything that's empowering and uplifting, you can bring those energies and have a clockwise vortex running. For your property, just bring in the fire horse energies like that, the way we did today, taking them through the walls, the floor, the ceiling, through the entire building, if you're in a building, by focusing on your apartment and your space, and bringing a lot of flower energies, a lot of rose energies, a lot of nature energies, and harmonizing the elements. Allow all the flow of all the elements to be in harmony. So the year is in harmony for you. All right. So let's play with these energies and notice what shows up for you. So thanks for joining. Wishing you a lot of magic. And if you haven't signed up for the holographic setup for 2026 Feng Shui Fire Horse, then you can be added to the queue. I know this year took a little longer with everything happening, but depending on when you place your orders, you should be getting them. They'll be sent out as soon as they are done. And some of the processes, I mentioned, even if it's not fully complete, they are partially done, like the sphere of Polaris. That's the North Star Polaris. I added that in March for all the properties. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, I will do another class and practice session for those who have already placed the Fire Horse order for Feng Shui. It is on your member page if you have received it. So simply go to your member page and use the link to connect with Zoom. Okay, so it will be specific to your property, and we will play with the energy of the North Star Polaris. It is a powerful one for the next few years, bringing in guidance, bringing in possibilities. And we will focus on how to pull information that's beneficial for us in many different ways. Investment, finances, relationship, home, office, business, career, next steps, opportunities. Let those energies start to come in. And as soon as you are in alignment, then that can show up physically in your 3D world. So the key is we need to be in alignment. Otherwise, even if it's here and circling around us, we cannot receive it, right? We need to be in a restaurant to be enjoying the food. If we don't go inside the restaurant, if we are across the street and just staring at the restaurant, and thinking about all the good food they have, then, we're not really eating that food. So it's kind of like that. We need to be in that vibration. So we want to keep raising our vibration using different holographic tool, using the feng shui, taking advantage of it, use the sphere of Polaris. And this year in Amplify Abundance and Cosmic Creation, I use the time crystal. We've been playing with it for a few months. Then the Polaris compass, that's a really powerful one for manifestation. So there are different ones, different tools that are showing up. I'm not looking to overwhelm you anything with anything this year. So, I'm kind of going a bit slower. Let's take, some of these tools and let's play with the energies a few months at a time, and then keep running the energies. All right. So keep running the vortex energies. Let's keep playing. Let's boost the vibration and keep focusing on entering the field of the end results you desire. All right, so thanks for joining. I will turn the recording off because this recording will be on our YouTube channel. But if you have any questions, just raise your hand or use the chat window after I stop the recording, and then we'll play. Take care.